Well, hello. Welcome back to another one. So today we're continuing to sort out all of our lovely spaghetti as we try and make the place a little bit more organized. Yeah, that's probably the word I'd use for it. More organized. So, as a as a general recap to where we are, so we've just expanded out into the northern desert area, where we're building primarily a lot of our plastics, our computers, yada yada yada, right? So that's what's being built out here. We've also loosely started, to start to build like proper, um, also loosely started to kind of set buildings up a bit more future focused. So I do need to go through and like skin the outside of the building, yada yada yada, right? But essentially this is where the building will be, and it's kind of in this format-ish. So that's kind of point one. The thing that still has to be planned, and that probably won't be for a little bit, is kind of the train tracks. So the plan is that they're going to sit up on like a raised platform highway thingo, and then basically run around the outside. So when trains need to go to the different areas, so they're not running along like local track and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So what we're gonna do, so we've got plastic currently just making a whole bunch of plastic containers at the moment, just to kind of get this area up and running. And then we'll end up deleting these plastic containers probably somewhat soon, I'd say. It looks like we are getting pretty close to full capacity at the moment. So let's just jump up and have a little bit of a sticky beak. So I could actually store them like this, which is possibly a better way to keep them. Just so we've got like a storage outside of the train kind of thing. So if we go up here, we can essentially see. Don't worry about this either. This will all go once we're a bit more finalized. So essentially, if I come over here, all the packaged oil comes up, and then all the empty containers return back down. And then all the fuel basically goes down here. It's all very organized. If we look at this one, yeah, we should see that we're pretty much chock-a-block here. Which is good, because this should essentially come down here. It should essentially last us a fair bit. So these end ones aren't fully populated yet, which is kind of okay. Like, there's not really a reason. They will just take longer to sort out, so I'm not overly worried. If we look on this side, yeah, same kind of thing. Like, we haven't exactly optimized how this should lay out with all the valves and all the sloshing and all of that. So I'm not terribly concerned at the moment. Let's just go and have a quick sticky beak upstairs. $60, 120, 180. I think I'm actually, 300 makes sense. So the train's coming back through now. And essentially, so that one's pretty full. Okay. So at the moment, it's fine. When we get the pipeline engineering 3, we'll kind of rebalance that a little bit. It kind of looks like we might be pretty good to kind of stop the plastic for now. Alright, so in that case, we possibly need to set up a more permanent fuel area, for lack of a better word. Because what I'm thinking is the heavy residual oil I will ship out as it is. So we need to find somewhere for the heavy residual oil to go. Okay, so how are we going here? Yeah, we should be cruising along there. Okay. Alright, so we need some more iron sheets at the moment. And then maybe we'll go sort out an area for power. Power's an interesting one though, because I don't necessarily want to move my power if I don't have to. But I also recognize it's possibly the correct thing to do. Okay, so what we might do, so let's just put a freight car down and a locomotive. And let's just get out of here before we get trampled by our other train. And we'll run back and get some power, I think. Not power, sorry. Some sheets. Having this area connected to having this area connected to the main tracks will be pretty good actually when I can start running things across the continent. But yeah. So essentially, I guess what our plan is today is to essentially build where the power station's gonna go, more or less. And to potentially also start looking at the train tracks for that. Yeah. Because we'll need to account for the fact that we'll be able to get diluted fuel very easily. So we're gonna have some upgrades to do. Hello, Artemis Angel. How are you? What am I up to? I ran out of iron sheets, so I'm just going to get some more, and I'm expanding the power grid today, so we can have it all set up via train and not waste all of the resources. And then I need to connect the power from both sides of the planet, so we can stop having different power requirements. But yeah, so basically today is all about power. Alright. Some point I need to rework this, but that sounds like a later problem. It is so interesting to me that the buffer stops literally just stop it. Very interesting to me. Alright, let's go and grab some of the... Ooh, this is actually a very full inventory. I did not empty it. Well, hello. Yes, I am in the Dune Desert. At the moment. Well, I was. I've come back over to grab some resources. But my inventory was full. So that's slightly problematic. What else? We'll just get rid of for now. I'll just store all whatever. Doesn't matter. So yeah, we're just jumping over to grab some resources and head back to sort out our power. Grab some of those. I do need some more stuff from over here, actually. And then we'll head back over to the Dune Desert. I have a feeling I'm also going to need more motors soon. So we'll figure that out at the same time. You know what? Let's just take 400 seems like a good number. 400. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2,500 seems like a good number. So we'll go with that one. And then let's head back on over. Oh, actually, should I sort out... No, I'll do that later. I really need to start doing the architecture on the buildings so there's not giant orange squares around the place. But yeah, so that's what I'm currently up to. And have you played much Satisfactory since 1.2? Okay, let's try and sneak in before the train comes back. Alright, come on. We do not want to get re-rendered by the train. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright. While I do have the signals unlocked, I haven't placed them yet because there isn't really a need to at the moment, but I did not want to get derailed on the way over. Alright, I stopped for a ton of time and recently restarted recently after 40 hours of building. I wanted to make another factory like from the start, but I don't want to lose my research, so I launched myself into the Dune Desert and I'm restarting there. Yeah, that's fair. I normally don't worry about my angry tractors, but I normally do my initial starts in this area. But with 1.2, because I started this 1.2 as in early access. Oh, hang on, I need to focus here, so I don't go onto the wrong tracks. There we go. Alright, back to my map. But with the early access for 1.2, I decided to give the random nodes a go. And I was like, cool, so I just rolled the dice to select where I was going to start, and then I ended up starting down in the grassy fields. Much to my enjoyment, everything down here was all impure and not helpful. So I started expanding up around the outside of the map. So I've got slightly different nodes to where, like, the standard game, in inverted commas, would be. So if you're like, why is there a oil node here, but that's in an odd spot, that's why. They've got random nodes on. And then I need to come back and lay a track highway with signals and stuff so I can start connecting all these different areas, but that's the future problem. I'm currently about to try and set up where I'll have my power plant go. So that's why I'm in the... Oh, I should really open that now. I'll do that later. So I'm in the process of sorting all that out. But I should actually also spend a whole bunch of time in the MAM and doing all my research, because I am woefully under research where I should be. Like, I haven't gone through and done any... I don't think I've done much sulfur. Haven't done much silica. Oh, sorry, quartz, I think the tree's called. And all that, but I'll do that later. Alright, we don't actually want to go all the way in. Because someone didn't actually create anywhere for me to park my train. Alright, let's go and steal... What do we need? Some steel beams. Cool. No. Oh, well, that's where all my frames went. There we go. Let's just... I don't know. Send this off to the side somewhere just to get it out of the way. Because I don't want to walk all the way back here. But I don't know where I want my fuel station to actually go. Part of me says put it where I've currently got my fuel. But also I'm gonna have to end up expanding it all anyway, so I'm not entirely sure. Ooh, that was close. I'm not entirely sure where I want it to go. That's the only problem, because these will get replaced with like actual track highways. Because we're gonna need an area for fuel. The area's also gonna need to distill. Although I suppose the fuel and the power plant don't actually have to be the same area. And then that deals with the distilled rocket fuel? Turbo fuel. I don't know. Whatever the one after is. We have to generally rework your entire life to get the power station working. And yes, I need to fix this up. Don't worry about the spaghetti. It will get spaghetted? I don't know. Dealt with later. So that's plastic. We'll bottle it over there. So what we could do, don't necessarily want to touch in here if we don't have to, because we've got a lot of good resources to send out. Why don't we... Oh, do I have a local inhabitant angry at me somewhere? Oh, I did not do a very good job searching for my stuff when I came through before. Is there a local inhabitant attacking me? Oh, there he is. Yeah, actually. I reckon... So we're gonna need to pump water in to deal with the resin that making fuel from scratch does. So we've got water over there. And water over there somewhere. Somewhere adjacent. I actually reckon over there's pretty good. Yeah. I reckon that's a good up. Alright, let's figure out what resources we're gonna need first. Okay. So we're gonna need... Do I have any oil left to mine out here? Yeah, I've got one over there. I thought I did have some up here. Maybe not. Okay, so maybe I do go over there. And I have one area that is oil. An area next to it that I'll leave blank, so when I get to turbo fuel, I can make the turbo fuel. And then have the power station next to it. Yeah, okay. So at the very... Actually, what do we need? What do we need to make heavy frames? We need 50 of those. I do have the resourcing, but maybe we'll do that a little later. I reckon that's possibly the best bet, to be honest. Because what does heavy residual oil need? What does heavy residual oil turn into? Okay. Interesting. I don't think I have this one unlocked yet. Turns into diluted fuel. Realistically, it's only use straight into that. So I could have a different spot in that area making fuel. There's no reason I couldn't. Okay, let's go over there actually. Okay, so let's go... So when we make fuel from here, so we have 300, currently 300 as our max, but we're going to be able to go to 600 in a second. 300 divided by 60 will give us 5, which is fine. So we would need at least 5 refineries. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need at least 5 refineries. Let's just go 10 packages to package and unpackage. You know what? Just call it 15 and call it a day. And in terms of power, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 power nodes at the moment. So we'll just go into buildings. Buildings and then go here. We'll just go to... We'll go to 5. We'll do that. Okay. So that does the first bit. The second bit is we need to work on that as well. Yeah, okay. So then no, let's just focus on this bit. So then we're also gonna need locomotive. We probably only need 1 freight car, eh? Yeah, we probably need 1 freight car. We need 2 train stations, 2 freight platforms. Realistically, also a couple of these. The function. And then, yeah, let's create, we'll need like, I don't know, 20 of those, for example. Alright, now we've got our shopping list. Let's hop to it. Alright. Oh, hello. Ow. Now, I do have the option of just extending my track out, but it's all good. Okay, so we need 400 rubber, which is good because we don't have much more rubber on top of that. We need some copper sheets. Let's just take, I don't know, 800, which is fine. Take some of that, return more of that. Take some of this, return some of that. Okay, modular frames. We need 10. It's in here, not that. Motors, we need 100 and... Oh, we actually may run out of motors soon. Motors, we got ample of wire. We need to go find some. Oh no, there we go. Oh, we need... Okay, never mind. We do need to go find some. That's enough of those. We need steel pipes and encased industrial beams. Steel pipes. Encased industrial beams. Take some extra just for good luck. Oh, plenty of pipe rubber there. Alright, so we need all of those. We'll need all of that. Alright, let's run over and grab some wire. Plastic will grab on the way back through as well, actually. Okay, so we still need another 500 of those. You know what? Let's take some extra cables. Extra cables have never hurt anyone. And we will need to get some plastic and computers. Alright, the computers are over here. Oh, plenty of computers. And plastic will be, well, at the factory. Because what will also happen is as we decommission the other ones, we're not exactly losing a lot of these high value resources. We're just kind of demoing the nonsense that the state that they're in at the moment. And then basically just reconstructing them. Because what we'll probably find now is that looks pretty full to me. Yep. Alright. Some of these really don't need to take up space. That's fine, we'll get rid of that. Alright, let's go plant it somewhere. Ooh, I do need more concrete actually. Why don't we just chuck a storage crate here? Just store everything. I'll go back, grab some concrete and iron plate before we start building, and then we'll demo all this stuff as we need to start doing that. I do think I don't know why there's an issue up there. In theory, we should be a fair bit actually under the max, but it's fine. We're literally going to be getting the next level pipes in a minute anyway, so I'm not terribly worried. Oh, plenty of concrete in there. That's what we like to see. So how do we want to do the power station? Although we should probably... Should we start with the power station? We probably should. And then we just start transporting fuel over while we set up the next bit. Yeah, like, I'm not actually terribly opposed to that. Because we also have a whole back here as well. Okay, so we're going to need to have a train in here as well. Realistically, possibly even 2 or 3. Because we're going to need to import just the raw crude oil. We're also going to need to export the fuel. I guess the question is, how far does the fuel need to be away? Could it just literally be next door and then there's like a couple of pipes running to it? You know, maybe the train line's in the middle and then there are two buildings kind of thing. Yeah, you know what? I actually like that idea. Okay, let's just go up a couple so we can... So we physically can actually build something meaningful below it. Okay. Or is this kind of potentially too close? Although that's not actually sending fuel over. And there's not, I suppose there's also nothing stopping it just picking it up on its way through the heavy crude oil, and then I transform it. Yeah. You know what? I actually think that's a pretty good... point. Also, maybe that is a little close. Let's... Yeah, this is possibly a better kind of distance, I think. Okay. So essentially, how this will work is we'll have one import on this side, potentially. Yeah, one import this side. And then it goes around, potentially. Or one input this side. And then, because the only thing that's really exporting would be fuel if we needed it for any transportation, but I can do the fuel export on the back side. Yeah, let's go transportation, then let's go trains. Oh, all the stuff's in the little box over there. Where did that go? Concrete, we need some concrete. Cased industrial beams. Send that back. We need the rubber. The computers. We need one more stack of that. Bring a couple back over just for good posture. Cool. So what we're going to have here is essentially a train station in the middle. Yeah, I think like that's a pretty good train station location. And then essentially we'll end up with one... Do we share the outputs though? Do we share the outputs or we just have something per train at the back? I don't know. Alright, so I've got one. We know we need at least two. So that's probably okay for now. Okay. Then we will need to build a wall. Build a wall up like that. Possibly one more. No, one more after that. This also has the room in it, but let's actually just go over. Let's go over one, if not two more. Because the way this will end up working is we probably will need multiple imports and multiple outputs. Yeah, so that then fits another station nice and easily. Whether it's export or import does not overly matter, I don't think. What would actually be good? I could probably just run my big cargo train. I should just go get my cargo train. Then I don't have to keep running back to get my goodies. Alright, let's go get my cargo train of goodies. And we'll go from there. I mean, surely we also must be pretty full on plastic containers now. Nearly. Because essentially it's going to need to keep creating plastic containers for a while, actually. Let's just go and get the actual train. Ooh, not that one. Ah, it's that one. No, we only have a limited window to get this train on the main line and then back and then over to where I'm currently building. Come on. Off we go, come on. That's better. Now they must have changed it, because I thought you could only take four trains per locomotive. Alright, let's just get over here. Excelente. Actually, let's just put one more up. Alright, then we will run that one across. That one across. Alright, so run that over like that too. You could also run pipes below it, which is also pretty good. Brilliant. There's enough room to do the whole underground thing here too without having to go absolutely crazy. Alright, let's just put a temporary... Where is it? Temporary foundation stairs. Just go up. Just go up here for now. There's not really any point trying to hide the fact that it's not on the ground at the moment. Alright, so walls essentially go like that. I guess the question is, do I bother trying to put it into those containers? Like, I'm pretty sure you can hold more, or they extract quicker, so it might be worth it. Okay, so we need one more level up. This will be the services layer for down here. Alright. To be honest, that is probably me for this evening. We'll be back later in the week and we'll actually continue building this up. So I will catch you all later.